Hey guys, Mike Lawson here, founder of the Social CEO Academy, and I want to let you guys know that because I was having some major technical difficulties, it's crazy how some things happen. But the Social CEO Academy was supposed to close last night. I'm going to keep it open until Sunday night, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. It's my daughter's birthday, so you can thank her. So I'm going to leave the Social CEO Academy open. If you guys want information, I'm giving a 14-day free trial. I'm also doing a live masterclass tonight on Instagram and Facebook stories. And if you join the 14-day free trial, it'll be inside the masterclass tonight. So if you want information, just drop the word info in the comment section, and I will get that to you. So it's May 1st. I want to give you 5 tips on how to stay consistent and crush your goals in the month of May, because it's very important that you have plans, you know what you're doing, you have goals, because if you don't set goals, you can't achieve them, right? So understand that consistency, it's the hardest thing to master, right? People were asking me, I did a Facebook and Instagram stories challenge, and in that challenge, I would say probably the top question was how to stay consistent. Like how to stay consistent on social media, right? So that's always, I know it was for me too. It's one of the biggest questions. And it's the hardest to master, is staying consistent. Because let's be real, there's a lot of times where we're like, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like going to work. I don't feel like doing a live video. And by the way, I'll give a shout out to Mike Chavez, where I met this guy, Mike, great guy. He's done, I don't know, over 800 live videos every day in a row, right? That's almost 3 years, right? Like, how do you stay consistent, right? So I'm going to have him. We're going to do an interview together real soon. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be cool, because that blew me away when I found that out about him. But understand the key to success or to accomplish anything is consistency. It really is. Listen, I've been working out for, I don't know, 28 years now. It's like crazy. Yeah, like 20, maybe even longer, but 28 years. And one of my goals has always been, because there's times that I don't feel like going to the gym. There's times that I literally drive to the gym and sit in the parking lot because I don't feel like going in, right? But, there's a lot of different things going on there. But to stay consistent, my goal is to never go more than 3 days without going to the gym, without a workout, because it's easy to go, and I'm not saying it's been true the entire 28 years, but it's easy to fall off the wagon, right? But you need to find out and really understand what do you care about, like what's important to you, and you do it every day. If it's important to you, consistency is easy because you'll do it every day. You'll do it when you don't feel like doing it, okay? So number 1 is daily affirmations. And affirmations are just speaking out loud, telling your stuff that you're worth it, you believe in yourself, and hey, I'm committed to going to the gym every day. I'm committed to losing these 10 pounds. I'm doing this, and you're speaking life into it. Now, let me be real with you. I used to think this stuff was all corny. Like, really? Talk to myself? Write things out and put them on my bathroom mirror? I'm like, this is corny. But they work. So are you worried about what other people really don't care about? and you do these things and they work? Do you really want it to work or not? Because this stuff works. Daily affirmations. Okay, because here's why. And this is I believe scientifically proven that this technique of daily affirmations, it commands your subconscious to act now, not later, which is really cool. Now, tip number 2 is change your concept of time. You need to live in the now, live in the present. When you're like, well, when should I start my diet? Now. When should I quit smoking? Now. When should I stop drinking? Now. When should I talk to this person? Now. Like whenever I believe that procrastination is just, it's an attack on us, right? And you're like, I'll wait. I don't want to go talk to that pretty girl and we start putting all these thoughts in our heads, or, I want to eat. And I know I used to do this, like before I would start like a strict diet. I'm like, all right, I'll start Monday because I'm going to eat bad the entire weekend. But if you can say no and start Friday instead of eating bad, oh, you'll feel so much better. It's unbelievable, right? And I've done that before, but I've also pigged out for the weekend and started on Monday. But change your concept. Do it now. When should you do it? Right? Not tomorrow, not next week. Do it now. Whenever there's no better time than the present. I'm sure you guys have heard that. So you do it now. Here's why. Because when you put stuff off, you start to worry, you start to get anxiety, and anxieties and worries are in the future. They're not now. Now, I remember my son was, getting a job. This was probably like last year or 2 years ago. He was getting a job, and he's like, "Well, when should I start?" And I'm like, "Start today. Did you ask if you could start today? Like, start now." That was my advice to him, right? So, again, there's no better time than the present. Tip number 3 is to have a plan. You need to have a plan. It needs to be written out. Not in your phone, but it needs to be written out because you don't have to think about it. When there's a plan, you don't have to think about it. Preparation is the cousin to consistency. You need to be prepared. If you're on a diet or a weight loss or whatever, you're prepping for some kind of show, whatever it is, you need to not think about it. It just needs to be done, like meal prepping. So when you get hungry, you have something to eat. You're not pigging out on potato chips because you're hungry. You must have a plan to be successful. If you don't have a plan, you're wasting your time because you're not going to be successful. You might hit a couple goals, but you're not going to be successful. And you're not going to want to stay consistent because you must direct your actions and your thoughts and your efforts and your time. You must direct them because if you don't direct them, we all know, right? We start thinking, "Oh man, I'm not going to go talk to that girl. Now what is she thinking of me? Or this person didn't call me back, or that person's not interested in my opportunity." We have all these thoughts going through our heads and we don't know what to do. That's why you need to direct them, right? When you're emotionally invested in whatever it is that you're doing, you're emotionally invested, you're more willing to stay committed. And it increases your odds of success. So you need to be emotionally invested, right? Because when you don't feel like doing it, you're going to do it. Because I promise you, there's going to be times that you won't feel like doing it. Tip number 4, understand that the feelings and thoughts of self-doubt that you are inevitably going to have, they're temporary. So your feelings and thoughts of self-doubt are temporary. Because we're all going to be like, "Well, man, I only have 2 more pounds to lose. Can you do it? Can I do it? Oh man," or let's say you had a cheat meal and you fell off the you felt right? So what? Get back on it. We all mess up, right? So you get back on it. Don't understand, it's temporary. But this is where preparation comes in. Because then you have a plan to go back to when you're like, "Okay, I'm prepared. So I know what to do." And remind yourself, always remind yourself, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. Now here's what I've learned over the years, okay? That, there might be a certain girl or a certain guy that you want to talk to, or a certain guy or a girl that you want to recruit, and you overcome that self-doubt and that fear of actually opening yourself up and being vulnerable, and you go and approach them, and maybe they turn you down for whatever, a date or your business or whatever, or buying the products or whatever it is, right? Here's what I do know. That just by that act of doing it, something else great is going to happen. Like somebody else will join your business. This happened to me so many times. Like I'd be like, "I really want to recruit that person." I would go and talk to them. They wouldn't be interested or blow me off or whatever. Somebody out of the blue would join. Like that I wasn't even trying to recruit. And it's just crazy how the universe works. And I'm not going to get into all that stuff. I believe that's how it works. So just remind yourself it'll be worth it. So you do it and focus on the actions, not the results, because the results will come if there are actions. And number 5, last but not least, is doing one thing at a time. Stay focused on the task that you have at hand. If you set a goal, stay focused on it and be consistent every day, daily, maybe a couple times, during the day, right? Just like, if you're going to sit down and start making phone calls or be reaching out to people, block out an hour, block out a half hour, whatever, and say, no distractions. This is what I'm doing. This was one of the most challenging things for me to do, was to really block out that time because, if you're anything like me, my thoughts are all over the place, right? So for me to just shut down, especially when I'm putting together content and stuff for a different course or something, I literally have to shut my phone off and not even look at it because I get so distracted, okay? So you need to do one thing at a time. because if you don't, you're going to be overwhelmed. So don't be overwhelmed, okay? Don't be overwhelmed. And the way you avoid being overwhelmed is by focusing on the task at hand. So those are my 5 tips on how to stay consistent. I hope it helped. And again, if you guys want information and join me in the masterclass tonight, the Instagram and Facebook stories, I'm going to be diving in deep, but got some great content. Join the 14-day free trial. That'll be going on until May 5th. So again, if you want information on that, just drop the word info in the comment section. Have a great day, everybody. And as always, if you guys need anything, reach out to me. Take care, guys.